Hello, Salado youth, Salado youth families. Hope that you're doing well wherever you are, whenever you watch this video. When I was in high school, almost every one of my friends, and I included, had this space in our house that our parents had set up where we had all of our trophies that we had won, all of our medals we had, all of those things, certificates from Junior Honor Society, all those things ended up on this one portion of our room on this wall. And we jokingly called it the I love me wall or the shrine to myself because we thought it was kind of hilarious that we all had this space in our house where we kept all of these things and our parents wanted to have it there. You may have a space like that in your own house. Maybe there's a space for you or even from your parents where they have all of these. And it is kind of weird, right? Why do we have this space? Why do we want to see that in front of our eyes? Why do we want to look at it so much? And I would say it's because human beings were really built to be competitive. We compare ourselves to others all the time. In our passage today in Mark chapter 9, we see this problem goes back even to the disciples who last week we talked about they were comparing each other to each other and who is the greatest disciple. And they were arguing about this. And today, in our passage, we see them arguing about someone who was accomplishing good, but wasn't part of their group. So again, we have the disciples making comparisons between themselves and between others. And why is this such a big temptation for us, especially in America in 2021? Well, I would say this. I think first, it is natural human nature. It's human nature to look at others and see how we stack up next to them. But I also think it is a part of our culture. It is part of who we are in particular as Americans. It's something that we're constantly doing. If you think about the things you do every day, you are constantly comparing yourselves to others, even in the things that are fun. I mean, almost every game has to have a winner or a loser, right? We're constantly trying to figure out, are we better or worse than others? Are we smarter than them? Are we more athletic than them? Are we better looking than them? This just constant comparison, top 10 lists, who's the best at different things. We debate who's the greatest sports figure. It's something that's just built into us and especially our culture. And I think a lot of it stems from our own ego and how we want to be important and we want to be seen as someone who is something. Now, last week, Jesus said the one who wants to be the greatest should be the greatest servant. And almost immediately, the disciples forget this message and see someone being a great servant. They see someone casting out demons, which they themselves failed at doing, in the name of Jesus, and they want to ostracize this person. They want Jesus to tell them to stop. So already they've forgotten the message that to be the greatest is to be the servant. And so Jesus again says, anyone who causes those who are the little ones, as he terms them, the people who are the down and out, the outcast, the ones with no power, the oppressed, those that cause those to stumble, it would be better for them to put a giant stone around their neck and throw themselves into the ocean. Jesus always has that flair for the dramatic, right? And he continues by saying, if this sin causes you to stumble, if your hand sins, cut your hand off. If your foot sins, cut your foot off. If your eye is sinning, gouge out your eye. It's better to enter life maimed than not. Which sounds crazy and overly dramatic, but hear me out. If we think about how much damage our comparisons can cause other people, it can be really bad. The things that people are willing to do in order to win, the things that people are willing to do in order to feed their own ego, to make themselves feel more important, can be very damaging, both to the people that we hurt in order to feel better about ourselves, but to ourselves. Because when we get into that mindset that there's only enough for me and not enough to go around, then we're constantly in this scarcity mindset, that there's only a certain amount of glory or respect or money or power or position to go around, and I've got to fight to get some of that. We're putting our own selves into a prison of our own making instead of realizing that our value comes from following the one who was willing to lay down his life for his friends, who was willing to give up all of the power in the universe to love and to serve others. And when we love and serve others, that never runs out. There's always more that we can give. There's always more love to give. There's always more service to be done. So when we follow Jesus and we model our lives on him, then we find the peace that we're looking for. Hope this word finds you blessed. We will talk to you soon. Know that you're blessed and that you are loved. See you later.